Welcome, Nemesis Gaming League. We are on a beautiful Saturday night for some Saturday Night Rocket League. Before we head off for our Christmas break, we got 3 more banger of a matchup games tonight. It's your boy Speed, bringing you some play-by-play tonight. And alongside me tonight, I got Arisa. How you doing tonight, Air?
I'm doing all right. I wish that everyone has a great Christmas and happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. And I think hopefully this game will be a gift to us.
It is always a gift any night that we get to play and cast Saturday Night Rocket League, Air. It is a blessing. It is one of the best nights of the week. I always look forward to it. Still recovering from COVID, so if I sound a little hoarse, guys, that is why. Just letting you guys all know. Tonight, starting it off, we got the Banshees in playing against a solid Ember squad here. Both are using free agent subs tonight, Air. So a little unique to see, but what do you know about these two teams?
I know that Banshees are currently sitting at fifth seed and are looking to move up to being top four and potentially almost securing that playoff spot, depending on how things fall. And Ember are a little bit lower there at the 13th seed, hopefully just looking to ride that momentum up there and find whatever ground they can in order to close out this season on a good note. Uh,
Yeah,
Banshees are on a three winning streak, and I think that with their performance last week, they are looking the favorites to win this.
that indeed they are. As looking into this prospect league, looking at the standings, the top 9 teams all have a 9-5 record or better. Um,
Pretty good.
Pretty crazy to see. Pretty unique, honestly, to have top 9 teams all 9-5 and better. A lot of 2-3 team races for the top in each division. I know personally tonight myself, I'm looking for Banshees to take over and get a win and try to take over their divisional lead as a couple ways can go through, and I'm hoping for my Gladiators to take the overall number 1 spot for playoffs. And first step, I need Banshees to take over divisional lead for part of that to happen. So I'm pretty excited. It looks like we do have um, all 6 players here in the lineup in the match. So I'm gonna bring it to you real quick. Who do you got for a prediction taking this one tonight?
You know, I would normally say Banshees, but I'm kind of looking for the upset. I heard Keiko played really well last week, and they have him subbed in again. So I'm gonna take Ember 3-2 to win this.
Ember 3-2. You heard it here. I can vouch. Keiko popped off against the Gladiators on Wednesday. Solid player. And there is some talks that he has been picked up by a squad who had room to pick up a free agent. So, um, there's talks that happen, but we're underway here as Ember. Keiko, the man himself, gets the scoring started off with 13 seconds in here.
Yeah, unfortunate mistouch by Drax and allows Kibble to just place it to the perfectly placed Keiko, who just slides it right past the defender and into the back of the net.
Yeah, talk about the man, and he starts instantly popping off here. As Ember's definitely looking to take control of this game early and often. Drax taking him to the corner, gets a nice 50 win, puts it middle. Keiko there for the nice clear, trying to follow this up. Gets a nice touch, centers it beautifully for Orbital Games, unable to get that touch in on net. Drax trying to get the clear, unable to. Gets demoed by Kibble. Orbital Games taking it to the corner, looking for the center, unable to get the touch. Nice clear by Drax there. Kibble with the 50, Keiko with the dribble in the pop, and puts it in.
That was just a perfectly placed shot by Keiko. He lets the ball bounce and gets it just right over Flying High to send it right into the corner where there's no defenders left. Flying High
Yeah,
just overcommits a little bit, probably should have stayed back.
like Keiko, dude, I've seen him play personally. I'm watching him in this game. He's a solid player. Definitely someone that the Banshees are going to have to look out for here in this game. Orbital Games with a nice 50. No one back if he can get across the middle. Keiko sitting there waiting. Keiko not expecting that, close to the net. Unable to get the touch. Good clear there by Clinksy, sitting in net. Orbital Games with the center. No one there to connect for Ember.
Yes, Speed,
It's
you
a
can see
clear
all
out.
this pressure being set on Banshees from the Ember squad, and the rotations have been pretty good in terms of offense. And they just need them Banshees just need someone to clear it and spend some time out in the backfield, just helping them recenter their rotations.
Yeah, Banshees are looking a little tough. They're getting clears, but they're not able to continue with it all. And Ember's just had all the pressure, so definitely something that Banshees do need to look forward to taking control over this game is breaking down that rotational pressure that Ember's had so far. As Ember double commits there, flying high, trying to make something happen, unable to get the touch that he's looking for. Stays with it though, good pressure, good clear by Keiko. Gets the dunk over the Banshee defender there. As Orbital Game is looking for the dunk, unable to get it past the last defender in Drax. Kind of just been, other than the 2 goals, kind of just been a little bit of a back and forth, clear game here, and no one really able to get too much going. Ember has had a lot of pressure, but it's still been bouncing back and forth a little bit. As a banger of a shot comes on by flying high, great save by Kibble in the right spot at the right time. All right, Air, what do you think the Banshees really need to get going here? Who needs to step up for them to get this, to a little switch sides a little bit?
I'm looking at Drax to step up. He hasn't been really much possession, have much possession in this game, and I would love to see him being more mechanical as a player, stepping up and getting those good reads.
Yeah, Drax is definitely a player who can step up and does have the mechanics to do so. Just has to get himself involved and play a little defensive as the missed touch comes out from Banshees. And Keiko gonna get another goal.
Yeah, I never said Drax was a rotational player. He probably should have just rotated right back post, and he tries to cut up just a little bit, hopefully to get some offense, but it ends up not working out for him, and it just puts right into the net.
Yeah, one of the things I talk about my team a lot is, yes, Orbital Games putting in another one, kind of sealing this game off a little early, minute and 26 to go, but up 4-0. Kind of putting that in a little game over type feel, but you hope the Banshees can bounce back and get a goal or 2 rolling to start game 2 and get things rolling that way.
You never know, Speed. This is Rocket League. People can come back from bigger deficits than this in less amount of time. So have faith. I think that they'll score a couple goals. I obviously personally don't think that they'll be able to come back from this, but you never know.
That is true. You do never know what's going to happen in a game of Rocket League. The momentum can change so quickly. It is a lot of momentum changes that happen. We've seen it all the time, but as the time's winding down, 45 seconds here, you kind of just got to put on damage control if you're the Banshees here. You got to start looking good, feeling good, get some team chemistry going. And if you're Ember, you want to do just that. Keep putting the pressure on, keep putting the pedal to the floor and scoring these goals and not letting Banshees get any type of feel-good momentum.
Yeah, flying high and Clinksy just end up double committing as Drax got demoed and he couldn't rotate back in time because of the 3-second timer that happens when you get demoed. Unfortunate, really.
Indeed it is, and Ember's looked really good. Yes, both teams are using a free agent sub, which you would expect one team not to have an advantage over the other, but as you can see, with the Ember squad, Keiko's kind of fitting right in. You don't really see much disconnect, but with Clinksy, you've seen a couple double commits, you've seen a couple missed touches, which you can expect to see from a free agent. As Keiko puts another one in, 2 seconds to go, giving the Ember squad a 6-0 lead with 2 seconds to go.
Yeah, just a little 1-2-3 pass. You can see clearly that Ember's playing like a team, whereas Banshees are trying really to get those solo plays in order to score. And unfortunately, this game it couldn't end up working for them, as Ember just takes the win 6-0 with Keiko getting 4 solid goals.
Yeah, Keiko popped off. He has the pop-off potential. I don't know where this man came from. I don't know how long he's been in the league. But he's definitely putting on a show. He's definitely wanting to get on a team, and he has shown himself early on in this game one on stream and showed himself playing for the Rooks the other day against my Gladiator squad, scoring 10 goals in 4 matches. Um, he's definitely a man to watch out for the rest of the season, if he gets picked up. And definitely someone to look out for next season, whether he stays in Prospect or if he goes up into Chally. He definitely has a lot of skill, so I'm excited to see him grow as a player in Nemesis, and I'm excited to see what's definitely going to happen for this player.
Yeah, one thing I noticed last game was that Keiko actually had more goals than he had shots, meaning that own goal by Drax kind of gave him a stat advantage for hopefully player of the week, maybe.
Yeah, player of the week is a possible outcome. I don't think we've ever possibly seen a free agent player of the week. I don't know if it's an actual possible thing to do, but that is possible. And Ember's going to take a quick early 1-0 lead on a nice goal there by Orbital Games.
Yeah, Orbital Games just pops it over one and just puts it right behind the last defender into a beautiful goal for Prospect.
Beautiful goal indeed, as this Ember squad is firing on all cylinders, it looks like. Banshee squad struggling a little bit, not quite getting the touches they're looking for, as Flying High comes in and just missing high on that. No one there to follow up his touch, as the Ember squad was fully able to get back and recover for Drax. Looking for the save and doesn't get the clear, not able to get the save, and it looks like a little bit of a novice moment there, as a lot of the Banshee squad members there just putting on some whiffs.
Yeah, Kibble, I didn't think have to do anything for that play. In fact, I think it just went in straight by itself off of blue team touches, Banshee's touches.
And that's not something you would like to see, and that does not help your team's momentum. You really hope, and for the stream's sake and for the Banshee's sake, that they can get something going. They can get some team chemistry going, as they're definitely a top team in the league, and you would like to see them do a little better than what they've performed so far tonight.
Yeah, another thing that I'm noticing is that you can tell based off of rotations alone that Ember is just calming way better than Banshees at the moment. Banshees are all getting over themselves and just double committing a lot, whereas Ember, besides that one goal line save, have been having clean rotations pretty much.
They really have, and I don't know if it's how much of a factor it is, but the Banshees player that is not playing that normally is, as Drax is getting involved, gets the beautiful pass there by Flying High and able to put that in top shelf.
You know, I wouldn't say Flying High was the culprit to that pass because Kibble was the one who hit it off the backboard and ended up putting his team in a weird position to try to make that save that Drex ultimately put in.
That is true. That is true. It was a little bit of a mistake there by Ember, which we haven't seen many of, so good for the Banshees to capitalize on that when the mistakes did come out. As Keiko, for the Ember squad, is going to put in another, and starting to slowly get this lead back up to 2 goals.
Yeah, you could see Kibble tried to go up for it, but Orbital Games just called him off, and ever since he called him off, Keiko was just there in the third man, just ready to receive off the backboard no matter what happened, as Kibble was just rotating back, and it was great rotations.
It really was. And as I was trying to say earlier, before we had a little spree of scoring happen, um, for this Banshee squad, and it's definitely got to hurt when your captain is the one that's missing the game. Um, you know, typically your captain's a captain for a reason. Um, as another goal happens, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to finish the sentence or this statement, but Kibble, great dribble play. Keiko getting and doing the dirty work. Great team play right there.
Yeah, they demoed the goalie, but you see Drax just overcommitting just a little bit and trying to get that touch off the wall, which unfortunately doesn't go his way and gives them a clear shot to the goal.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of mistakes coming out. This is something that you definitely want to get fixed. And as I'm trying to say is that might be due to Banshees not having their captain, Big C-Dub, who is a great star player. I feel he got robbed missing out on the All-Star game this season. But, your captain, he's your captain for a reason, whether he's a leader on the field or if he's just the leader in general. And when you're missing that leader-esque quality, someone to really keep you guys hunkered down and keep everyone focused, that can definitely be a hard thing to to overcome. Excuse me.
You know, the leader doesn't always have to be the captain of the team. The captain, in terms of Nemesis, usually is the scheduler, but in terms of leader, you really need someone who can talk and talk a lot in order to get everyone on the same page and get everyone good to go.
That is very true. And Nemesis, the captain, is sole responsibility is to just help the GMs with scheduling, and helping keep the team organized in that aspect. Um, but typically, me personally as a GM, when I pick my captains, it's someone who wants to lead, who wants to be there, to help the team grow and prosper. So um, there is a little. I know most GMs pick captains who are kind of in that same position, who they know can help them, not only just scheduling and trust them with that, but someone who's kind of a leader on the field as well. So and playing with Big C-Dubs, I know that that's the role that he can fill and does fill. So it is a little bit hard to see here for the Banshees missing that leader on the field. And um, Ember's taking advantage of it, especially with this player in Keiko coming off the free agency that no one knew about, and has just honestly destroyed his way into this prospect league.
Yeah, one thing that we missed though is he just scored a not just probably a minute ago. He scored a double tap. Obviously, it wasn't the best double tap, but it was enough to get the job done and it put them up to 5-1 and this game's pretty much sealed after that.
Yeah, that game is sealed. Ember has looked so strong here.
It got
As they're gonna
strong.
get one for the road, Keiko scoring his third goal again in this game. And he scored 4 in the first one, I believe, Air. So 2 games, 7 goals as a free agent sub. Man's
Yeah,
popping off.
yeah, Keiko is absolutely popping off and I would love to see how he does continuously throughout the season. Obviously, Ember may or may not be able to make the playoffs. We don't know yet. But even then, if he decides to stay with Ember next season and stays a prospect player, I can see them being at the top of the league.
Oh, 100%. The way this man has played so far, you definitely see he's just popping off everywhere. He's a great player. Not only is he able to hit double taps, as we saw earlier in this game, but I mean, I haven't seen too many rotational mistakes coming out of him either. And playing with a new team, that's something that you would expect to see. So if you can only imagine watching this man play with the same team constantly throughout the season and really getting to know his teammates, the potential that that Keiko has, is unbelievable. And if he stays in this prospect league next season, I can definitely see him running and putting up numbers to be MVP.
Yeah, but on the other side of the ball, I feel like we haven't seen too much of Flying High last game. I feel like he's the player to watch out for this game. Hopefully, he steps it up and allows his team to regain that momentum in order to come back and hopefully put this game into game five and reverse sweep.
Yeah, Ember up 2-0 right now in the series. Has looked really solid. The Banshee squad has struggled a little bit. So, other than Flying High stepping up here, what else do you think they need to do as a whole squad to really help them prosper and get a one game win here and force this into a game five in a potential reverse sweep situation?
I think they need to stop tripping over themselves and just like there, no one was there to follow it up. And they need to start calming better because obviously it's a communications issue with how much they doubled committed, and it's just put them in awkward positions to try to make those types of saves where the Ember players, if they really wanted to, they could just finish it off by just following it up.
Yeah, that is true. They have had a lot of double commits. They've also had a lot of situations where they haven't had a second man there to follow up on passes or shots missed off the post
Simple
that are
save.
easily there to secure if they just had someone a little closer to be able to follow those up. So I agree with you there. So far this game, though, they've definitely turned up the heat. They've had a couple scoring opportunities. They're holding some pressure finally, and have held Emler to a couple shooting opportunities as Keiko gets another one and was not able to stop that shooting opportunity.
Yeah, just like in game one, Drax pushed up a little bit too far and it ended up getting punished by Keiko, oh, the same player over and over again, who ends up punishing this team because of their rotations.
Yeah, I don't know what it is going on with this Banshee squad, but you hope they can figure it out here. They're only down one early on. Like I said, they've looked really good so far in this game three, completely different than they have early in game one and two of this series. So um, hopefully they can put it full together for the full game, limit their mistakes for the rest of this game, and get this win and bounce this to a game four and continue the momentum that they have.
Yeah, you don't see them on the offensive side of the ball, you don't see them have the ball too much, but they need to start passing as well in terms of offense. But initially, they just need to get out of that pressure that they already have on defense.
As Kibble's gonna do some work, beating two defenders on the side. He's gonna leave it for Keiko. Keiko's gonna pop it off the backboard. No one there for Ember to be able to finish it. Gonna be a little mistouch there by the Banshees defender, and Orbital Games is gonna get a shot, but unable to make anything happen from that. And gonna go to a little boom ball here as we're trying to get things squared out of the way out of the Banshees defensive end. And Kibble going for the nice double tap, unable to get the read. Drax is gonna take this up the wall, try to make something happen for the Banshee squad. Clinksy going up for the touch, gets the 50, and it's gonna go to Keiko off the wall, and he's gonna take his time and make something happen.
Yeah, these Banshees players are playing a little bit slow, and whenever they try to force themselves to go too fast, they just end up whiffing like that and giving Ember players a perfect opportunity to score. But that attempted bump was also a really good thing that they used in order to get a goal.
Yeah, this Ember squad is really showing that they have what it takes to be a good team in this prospect league. Their record may not show it right now, but they came back after break and they really have been making games close with some top teams. I know they went game five with my squad Gladiators. I've seen them in the prospect reporting. They've had some close games coming back from that first break that we had. And unfortunately, it just be a little too late to get themselves into a final playoff push, as they are still a couple games back of that 10th spot currently. But If you're the Ember squad, you can't be put to shame if you don't end up making a playoff spot here. Just know that you did your best that you could, and you had a great push at the end of the season.
Yeah, they really did. I think that they just need to ride that momentum onto next season and just play together more. Once they start playing together more, their passes are already phenomenal. What do you think they can even do after that? You know?
The only thing would be to start putting up clips. Honestly, they're playing well, fundamental Rocket League. The only thing would be just putting up clips that people would expect to see from Challenger or the rival league, and you've already seen them do a couple clips and had some great plays and team plays as well. So, um, honestly, you can't ask for anything different other than just hope that next season you stay together and continue to play in the off season as a squad and
Now they're
um,
now they tried to
and
own goal and take the joke out of it.
they did. I don't know if they're listening midstream. I know I always have the stream pulled up listening to see what they say, but um, great overall series there by Ember. Carried by Keiko. He did really good job putting his name out there. Um, and they're definitely glad that they were able to get him in this game for them, as he fit right in with their squad. And Banshees, you hate to see it, not able to get a win. Getting swept on stream is never a great feeling, um, especially when you're a top team. But it's what happens sometimes.
Now, Keiko did play a cut above the rest, but you can see his teammates also showing their shine, and they just have perfect chemistry with him, straight off the bat, allowing to give him those chances in order to score.
Indeed, they definitely looking like a solid team to end up the season, and I hope they're able to get a push and get one of those last play-in spots, as they've definitely shown that they deserved it. Banshees, coming off of a loss here, definitely a top team still. They can still push and bounce back from this. You hope Big C Dubs can go over them with their team and get them squared away to end up the last 4 games of the season. But that's going to do it for game one, guys. We appreciate you all coming in. A couple shout outs to a couple people who had subbed right when the stream came live. C Money for 20 months, Blazing Biscuit for 21 months, myself, Speed Demon, subscribed for 7 months. So we appreciate everyone out here who's stopping by, who's watching us. And we're going to take a short intermission here. Don't go too far, as we will be back with another banger of a matchup. And heading to the Challenger League, we got the Assassins, 6-7, taking on a top team and dissolved at 9-4. So
Should have a
stay
good
with us.
matchup.
We'll be back in a